Hello again, my fellow gamers and tech heads. TALKSHOW here, and I hope you're all doing dandy. We've got another episode to bang on the drums of those ears of yours, so without further ado, delay, or other such shenanigans, here are my fine cohorts and co-hosts, KIWI and MAYHEM.
Hello everyone, episode 5. Shit, I can barely count on one hand how many times we've done this show. That is a terrible joke. But no, in all seriousness, hello again. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you for joining us if you haven't. Shit, thank you for joining us either way, I suppose. I'm Mayhem. Let's do it. Kiwi, how you doing?
What's up? I'm always the one that talks way too goddamn early. But hey, what's going on, fellas? It's good to see you. Good to hear from you.
That's why we had to put you in the last slot there.
I'm so
and we said last episode we weren't going to steamroll you, but no, this is yours. Go ahead.
Slammer going on today. I don't think me and TALKSHOW get along on this one, but I guess we'll have to see a little bit later. Hyperscape.
That's the Ubisoft Battle Royale, right? Yeah, no, I haven't seen anything about that yet. I'm excited to talk about that. Well, let's get right into it.
So, do we want to lead off with Hyperscape then?
No, let's go. Definitely news.
Okay. I mean, it is new, but let's talk about the PlayStation Indie Initiative. What do you got, Kiwi?
Ooh, it's got a great lineup of games, I guess. I mean,
you guess?
Yeah.
Anything stick out?
Worms Rumble. I mean, like it's all good, like cool indie titles, but is it the future of gaming?
I don't know. I don't know. Some of those indie titles can come up out of nowhere, though. I mean, Cuphead was an indie title, and that took the world by storm.
Yeah, and Cuphead was done really well, but I feel like those are few and far between. Like finding those, there's a million indie titles, and I'm not saying all of them are good or bad, but I mean, out of those 1,000 you'd get, 2 of them are going to be, fantastic. That's when you get the Cupheads, and that's when you get like Ori and the Blind Forests.
Right. Well, I definitely see your point there. I think this is going to be somewhat of a trend, though. I think, everything we have going on in the world, we haven't really dated this episode yet. It's the 4th of July weekend, technically, when we're recording this. You're probably going to hear some unintentionally loud sound effects in the background.
Some things popping off.
Yeah, some patriots out there. Anyhow, happy 3rd, I suppose. However.
I drive a Patriot. What's wrong with that?
No, not the car. Those are just fine. But I think this seems to be a theme. Everything going on with the world. There's, everyone's still on lockdown. Most states are still on lockdown because of the coronavirus. And that, them not having PAX or E3 or any of these things, they're not, being able to show off demos or generate hype for anything. And Xbox is doing something similar. And I have the 2 blurbs here from both companies, and they're very similar. It says the PlayStation Future of Gaming live stream was when they announced, these 9 indie titles that they're going to be allowing people to play. Besides Worms, you said Worms Rumble already. We have Haven, Carto, Recompile, Where the Heart Is, Maquette, Maquette, Fist, which is Forged in Shadow Torch, Heavenly Bodies, which was the name of a 80s wrestling tag team. Anywho, and Creeks was the last title.
Heavenly Bodies, that one looks great. It kind of looks like a sci-fi kind of alone in space type deal, feel isolated, very interesting title. From what it looks like in the trailer, you're like kind of climbing through space vents and getting through the spaceship in the dark with just a headlamp on, and it's kind of eerie. I mean, and just being in space by yourself and probably hearing just the creaking noises and stuff. And for an indie title, I mean, really ambitious. It looks, fairly good.
Okay.
You have a PlayStation, right, TALKSHOW?
What?
You have a PlayStation? Any of those catching your fancy?
No.
No.
If I'm being honest.
And that's what I mean. I agree with the sentiment there, and not terribly a big fan of indie titles, but there's an appeal to them. I think they're neat. There's a place for them, and shit, every company was an indie company eventually, or originally, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I'm encouraging like I like small gaming companies and stuff.
I mean, they look fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll look at the price tag first, but
Yeah.
they look fun.
Yeah.
Well, in that same vein, I'm going to jump down to the bottom of the list here. I don't know why I didn't put these two together on there. The Xbox is doing something similar. It's called the Xbox Summer Game Fest. Yeah. From July 21st to the 27th, Xbox will be presenting playable demos. Oh man, that can't be right. I've seen all sorts of different numbers here. I've seen one that said 50 games, one that said, skeptical, maybe 45. This, apparently it said 75 to 100. Yeah. Games that are still in development. Like I said, partly due to the fact that popular gaming conventions like PAX and E3 aren't taking place.
So
Destroy All Humans.
We're basically going to get the PAX and E3 versions
right on
demos?
your consoles. Right on your and how else are they? That's how I read this. It sounds like they're
brilliant.
Right from the 21st to the 27th, presenting
bring the gamers
demos.
to the games.
You're gonna get so much free feed. Oh my gosh.
So much hype. Some of the games listed for Xbox were Destroy All Humans, Haven, Chris Tales, not Crisis
Destroy All
Tales.
Humans is gonna get a ton of
This may be a typo.
excited.
Chris Tales, CRIS Tales. I'm not sure about that one. Hellpoint, Skatebird, The Veil, Shadow of the Crown, Raji, An Ancient Epic, and Welcome to Elk were the ones listed for Xbox. So, I mean, Destroy All Humans obviously doing most of the heavy lifting for that list.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
If I'm understanding it correctly, they're presenting that to you at home, and how I think that's a neat idea.
Yeah, that
brings me back.
That is a fantastic idea, and I mean that sincerely. They're going to get so much feedback, and oh man, this is just going to make them be able to perform even better.
Agreed. I mean, what's the difference between that and them doing a beta or an open test? Same difference.
Now, let me ask you a question about this. Now, do you think it's going to be like one big game package like how they used to be, where it had a bunch of games come on one kind of thing, like the Rare Replay, where there was multiple games under one playable game? Do you think it's going to be like that, or you think you're going to have to download them each individually?
No, I would guess that it would be some sort of streaming situation.
I think it's going to be individual. I don't know.
Oh, huh.
You think it'll be? I think they'll bundle it in the store as an E3 or PAX bundle, but I think you'll be able to pick and choose individually. I mean, they got to think about your hard drive space, right?
True, but if they did a service of some sort, either streaming or
if online only, yeah.
Yeah. Well, clearly, I think that's going to be a thing, and that's why I said maybe there'd be some sort of service, a streaming service or something along those lines that would allow you to access these titles.
Give us your email address.
Something.
One more reason.
Something. I don't know how they do it. It's a good point, though. Well, that'll be interesting. We'll see what they do with that. The only thing I want to jump in with before you guys get into your Hyperscape, Ubisoft. Oh man. Before we get into that, Kellogg's is apparently releasing a Minecraft Creeper Crunch cereal.
What?
Yeah, surprisingly enough, this is going to be a U.S. exclusive. It is described as square-shaped Cheerios with green cube marshmallows, and one of the reviews I read said, "And the faces on them are not terrifying at all because they're creepers."
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check those out for sure.
Oh man, those look weird, man. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Weird.
Green marshmallows.
Okay,
finally found a way to market that outside of Lucky Charms, huh?
It's not as bad as the Sour Patch Kids cereal. We can all agree that was the absolute worst.
They've done so many weird ones. I've seen churro cereal. I've seen
but the churro cereal is good. Like,
don't defend it. Don't defend it.
By the way, if you guys want a really good cereal podcast, there's one out there, and I'm serious. It's a meditative podcast, 30 minutes of just them talking about cereal, and they go over this. I bet this is on there. Almost can guarantee it.
All right, well, let you guys kick right into Hyperscape.
Okay, so speaking of each of the consoles, actually, Microsoft has renewed their trademark for Fable.
What?
I think it was 2 episodes back I kind of touched on that there were rumors that Fable was in the works. So this kind of gives a little bit of credit to those rumors a little bit. Rumors state that it will be the Forza team working on the next installment, but there is no official comment. Like, there's nothing to back that up, just speculation.
That is good news if the Forza team is working on it, because they're very, I would say, responsive to the community, but they know how to make a game that people are going to enjoy.
And then on the PlayStation side, Horizon Zero Dawn comes to Steam in August.
Ooh.
Next month.
Nice.
What does this mean for the future of exclusives? Do you think this will hurt the sales of the PlayStation 5? Because, I mean, now it's going to be assumed that the sequel is also going to make its way to PC at some point.
Personally, I don't think it's going to affect the sales. I think they're going to stay the same.
There's some people out there that were only going to go PlayStation for Horizon Zero Dawn. And if they can wait until it comes out on Steam, there's no reason for them to get a PlayStation anymore. I'm sure those numbers are super low, very niche, but...
Well, that's a good point. Let's just do a live check of that right now, because I wondered that too. How did Horizon Zero Dawn sell?
Oh, it's a fantastic game.
Those two things are not always exclusive. I know it did well.
What are
I'm
the
not
numbers?
saying that it didn't.
What are the numbers on there? I'm sure it
don't
won a
type that
bunch of
fast.
awards.
It says right off of Google search that it sold 10 million, released 2 years ago today, and since has sold over 10 million copies, and that is from February 28th of 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, so 10 mil. I can't really find it on a list. That's nothing to sneeze at. So there you go. And if it's that is a decent amount of people that could be affected. I agree there.
How much did Breath of the Wild sell?
You may close right out of the window.
Let's do exclusive to exclusive for similar games.
That broke tons of records. That's not fair. That by 2019, the game sold 14.27 million copies worldwide, 12.77 on Switch, and even 1.61 million people bought it on the Wii U, making Breath of the Wild the best-selling game of the franchise with a total of 14.27 million.
They sold that on the
Wii
U?
So that puts it in context.
I didn't...
14 million and then over 10 million. So it did incredibly well.
Oh, yeah. No, it massively. It broke tons of... That's what I mean. And, yeah, they did something really interesting, actually. I remember Trash played that on the Wii U before the Switch was released. It's like they kind of slid it in there. Like they had it finished and they wanted to release it, so they released it for the Wii U. That was a transitional title for them, I suppose. It's a good way to tell the age or the date of it when that game came out.
But to anyone who hasn't played Horizon Zero Dawn because you don't have a PlayStation... in August, when it's on Steam, get it. Buy it. Highly recommend.
It has a 96% score on Google, in fact.
It's amazing.
Nice.
It's one of the first games I've played that I would actually put above Zelda, including Breath of the Wild.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, that's a strong statement.
Have you played it, KIWI?
I have not.
Okay, next month.
I expect it to be done. 100% Master Quest. Go.
We'll see, man.
Next month you'll see. My proof will come out. All right.
All right. What else we got besides Hyperscape? We gonna fit anything else in here? Because this is gonna take up some time. KIWI, got any other new games coming out that you were excited about?
Nothing that I saw besides Hyperscape.
That just came out of nowhere too.
You are excited for Hyperscape.
Oh, I'm absolutely excited for it. I don't know why anybody wouldn't be.
What draws you in?
Oh, fast-paced gameplay. I mean, it's got a lot of elements that I like about it. I think it takes...
it needs some smoothing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's just now in the test phase. I mean, there's still a lot of things that are going to be changing on this game before they actually put it out. And, like...
That's true.
It has a lot of potential. Let's be honest here. There are a lot of Battle Royale games coming out. It's been the popular titles now for the better half of 3 years, you want to say? We're starting with PUBG and moving on to like Fortnite and Apex, and then having games that are very similar like Titanfall 2, and then integrating some of that stuff into
Titanfall
games
2.
like Apex. But what I think with Hyperscape is they're taking kind of the influence of all those games and what makes it fun with all of them and putting them all in one cool kind of spacey aesthetic, and I really like it. It almost reminds me of a little bit of Half-Life, the Source Engine type movement style, character designs too. The gun types remind me a lot of Apex, just in how they are, their sights.
Well, I mean, Ubisofts, they do describe it themselves as futuristic, streamlined FPS Battle Royale. You are right. It's in the technical test stage. You can't just download it right now. You have to get one of the drops. Is that how they're doing it?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, Hyperscape appears to be the choose-your-own-adventure version for stream viewers. The biggest gimmick being that the Twitch extension integration they have, which is really cool.
Oh, that is, yeah, it's super awesome.
So that's why I think you're more for it than I am, is because you're a streamer. Because it allows your viewers to vote on which effects will get injected directly into your game in real time. It appears to be designed for streaming.
Yes, I think it adds such a level of complexity to gameplay that it is really unmatched by anything else. I mean, you're putting AI essentially made up by your Twitch streamers, and even if you're a small person with only a few Twitch streamers, those streamers can make a huge difference in your gameplay, and that changes the more and more popular you get. I love the gimmick of it. I think it's great. It pulls in some really cool aspects and techniques that I feel like the other Battle Royale games are kind of falling short in.
And I agree, but it begs the question, how long will it be fun playing if you're not a streamer? Does that somehow mean you're going to get less out of the game?
I don't think so. I think the way that they're going to make this game, yeah, you can use streamers and it's ideal if that works, but if it doesn't, then they're probably going to have something that'll help. A handicap, so to speak, for the player, and if not, that maybe just forces another level of challenge, for the player, which I feel is something I like in games.
Yeah. Mayhem, anything?
Well, I'm checking it out here. I really hadn't seen anything about it until now.
And, it did show up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I heard about it before I saw anything, and this is my first impression here, so bear with me, but futuristic, give me your description again. What was that quote?
Futuristic, streamlined FPS Battle Royale.
Okay, well, I would not disagree with any of those things. Like KIWI said, it seems they've tried to incorporate a lot of the other features from games. It has an odd balance of realism and non-realism, if that makes sense. Everything is digitized, kind of like you're in a matrix, it seems. There's no blood and guts. It seems like a simulation, lots of effects, and people phasing in and out and stuff like that, and it's...
I think the trailer honestly fails to show you how fast-paced the game is.
Oh, and I believe, because even the trailer is crazy, but the realism aspect I'm talking about is if you pay attention, these buildings are accurate.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things they're on is the London Tower, I think. Here,
well, and if you notice too, in gameplay, you'll notice that the buildings are starting to disappear in some spots. So what that tells me is that the developers had to actually render out all of those buildings and also every character that is playing in that arena at one time. And to have that many assets taken up at one time in an online multiplayer game, that in and of itself is impressive. So to kind of put that kind of architecture into a game is really impressive.
And now it's definitely modeled towards PlayStation. I see PlayStation regalia all over it, but it says coming to consoles, plural.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we can only hope this comes to the Xbox, because Lord knows I'd be getting it right away.
I will wait until I see further development. Personally, I think they really need to smooth their transitions. I think you're just asking for this to be a streamer-only type of game, and those games don't last long when the player base drops.
Right. That is definitely an interesting one.
Definitely looks like a good game, though. And for me, playing like Apex
and coming
fun from that kind of like Battle Royale, it looks like right up my alley.
I'm just worried, are you going to dread getting in any match that has a streamer in there because certain effects are going to happen all the time? Or
no, bring it.
It's like...
Bring it. It's
I mean,
more...
for your average player, is there going to be a noticeable difference from the Twitch integration?
No, because I really feel it's going to be like any other, Battle Royale game. It's a Battle Royale. That's what people are going to go and see and do and realize that it is.
If nobody's watching, do the effects still happen?
Probably. I'm sure. I would have to guess that if they have total Twitch integration, that there has to be some things that happen in the meantime.
It's interesting, because, if your viewers vote on what happens, I would assume something would happen either way, but if you could have a game that has no viewers... But let's be honest. We're getting into it, and it's not even out yet.
Right. But let's be honest. Are the developers really going to do that? Are they really going to develop a game that skews
I don't know.
Twitch, viewers that have a lot of followers? Or, excuse me, Twitch streamers.
Sea of Thieves was designed to be streamed. There's nothing... you can get a fantastic and fun game out of doing that. It's a matter of balancing.
I'm sure there's going to be some level of balance.
Viewers have direct impact on the game. To me, that means you have to pay special attention to the balancing. You're giving viewers power.
Well, look what happened with Fortnite. That's my argument for that in a nutshell. With Fortnite, I think that is exactly what happened. Ninja being the prime suspect. There was the instances where he would have people banned. He had such a tight connection with the developers of the game that he could have you pretty much banned on the spot, and not to drag his old, history through the mud. That was just
Yeah, there were several cases where he would swear somebody was stream sniping and call for them to get banned, and they would, and then upon investigation, they weren't stream sniping at all.
Yeah. Or this weapon is so overpowered, I can't wait till they take it out, and then people notice, look at that, he talks about it, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that does, and popularity is king, but at least being upfront with it, like you guys are saying, give people a much more in-depth, and that kind of goes in the same vein with the, at-home gaming conference thing that they seem to be doing with demos. They want the feedback, but they can't expect people to come to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
what about you, Kiwi? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just looking at more stuff about this game, and it's just so cool. They have a King of the Hill type game that it might be the type of game mode that it is in its entirety, but it's the end game, the champion is the last person to kill the last person or whatever, and then they wear a crown for 45 seconds. They have to wear it almost Juggernaut style from Halo. I like the things that they've got going on for this game. I really do. I can't wait for it.
Well, I was thumbing through the news here, and I did notice something. Do you guys have anything else about Hyperscape? I keep wanting to call it Hyperspace too.
Yeah, one thing, I think to answer your question, TalkShow, I think to be able to fix that, they may have separate servers and something you would be able to choose before. I think that could be an option. I think the developers are smart enough to be able to put something in there. I don't think
they would do... You're just asking to split your player base when you do something like that. And outside of a ranked system.
Yeah, but how many other games do you know that have done that before?
I can't think of anyone who split their streamers off from the main population.
I suppose it's a unique problem to have, though.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying I'm going to be paying special attention to how much power viewership gives the game. What happens when you have stream raids where a streamer sends all of his followers to a competitor's stream to force vote certain outcomes? It could... you're just asking for viewer warfare. It could easily be abused, is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, it is a new game, and just like every other one, especially like Apex. Look where it started, and look where it's at now. We'll see this game develop and change.
It absolutely looks fun. I'm just, it just raised the red flag. That's all. It's something to keep my eye on.
Well, I mean, we'll have to probably download it, I'm sure, if it's on Xbox anytime. And if it does, then we're going to have to play it together and review it ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it looks fun. I will definitely try it out if it makes it to console. But I don't know if it'll become a main part of my gaming diet.
I think you'll be changing your mind, but that's just my opinion. I think you'll get into it.
All right, what do you got for us, Mayhem?
Yeah, I was thumbing through the news.
You got some duty news?
No, not even. I landed on something completely different when I was doing research here.
Ooh.
You ready for this?
Yeah, lay it on us.
EVO Online canceled following allegations of sexual misconduct against its president.
What is that?
EVO.
EVO?
EVO? Gaming tournament? No?
Really?
Nothing?
Oh, yeah.
Capcom, NetherRealm, Bandai Namco, and high-profile players including Sonic Fox have all withdrawn from the tournament in wake of sexual
Dragon Ball
misconduct.
Fighter Z. Oh,
yeah,
man.
all of those games. It's all EVO championships. If you're MLG in any of those major Capcom, international fighting games.
Which management company was it? Or was it the whole system?
It says EVO Online president.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Allegations of sexual misconduct against EVO co-founder and president. I'm not going to go ahead and say his name, but fighting games tournaments, next events have been canceled, and so has been removed from his position. Allegations were made by a player who made both general and specific claims, one of which occurring when he was a minor. So that's no good. But yeah, EVO is not happening. Yeah.
That's two companies that have taken a major hit in the streaming world.
Well, streaming and competitive gameplay in general, EVO kind of specializes in the games that don't have online, competitive gamelay games that are more couch co-op, fighting games, stuff like that. So those
tournaments were still watched online.
They would have been done online. That's what I was going to say. They wouldn't have been happening.
Yeah, I know they were having some issues because one of the players was saying that he would not compete until they fix their website or something. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
No. Well, that's the point. EVO used to be in person, but now it's online. I'm sure they had problems with that anyway, but it's just straight up not happening now. That is not good. Not good news. Not good news. Well, besides that, I think we've covered everything else. Yeah, I think that's everything. So I will go ahead and start taking up our time here.
Yeah, you got that duty news.
Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Man.
Smells like duty in here.
It got a Season 4 Reloaded update on June 29th. It was around
hard drive.
Yeah, it was around 36 gigs if you own the full game and have all of those things installed. If you have I don't remember the exact numbers, so I apologize. If you have just Warzone and you are free to play, I believe the download size was around 12 to 15. So considerably less. Also, they keep reminding people that you do not have to have all of the packages installed. So for shorter download times and shorter update times, this is a PSA. Apparently, you can still uninstall your survival or your multiplayer if you don't play multiplayer, whatever. You can have installed the only modes that you play, and that should make your overall update size smaller, all that good stuff. Yada, yada.
And then after you're having a fantastic night and your friends say, hey, let's go flip over to multiplayer for a little bit. Oh, that's going to be like 60 gigs for me, guys.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you're not talking hard, download time either. You're talking install time. And yeah, that is a downside.
I mean, it's a nice thing to know if you don't play multiplayer, but
oh, well, don't worry, because it was a 36 gig update, right? I had the whole game. So the whole game's installed, bought it, paid for it. Those are the same word, doesn't matter.
Paid for it, bought it, thing, whatever, same thing.
Paid for it, bought it, patronized them, used currency.
Could always just do what EA does.
What time zone did this happen in?
Sometime last year. It was Groundhog Day. I don't remember. It was a leap year. It is a leap year. Never mind. Okay, get this though. It's 36 gigs, right? And it only took me 4.5 hours to download it on a 400 megabyte wired connection.
Oh wow!
Does that sound off?
Well,
Does
why?
that sound wrong?
That's like when I downloaded ESO.
ESO? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that what
you
you
want to
mean?
talk
ESO?
about a
Yeah,
big
it's gigantic.
Oh.
So was everybody downloading it at once? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Did this have anything to do with the outage?
Oh, that's another good point. So I had two things stacked on top of me, not helping me at all. So we had Xbox being shoddy, which is uncommon usually, in my opinion. I hate to not be able to endorse them, but they've been shitting all over themselves lately. Yeah. 4.5 hours on a 400 megabyte wired connection. It kicked it old school. It started going 900 kilobytes. I saw kilobytes. Wow. That's a fucking thing still. Yeah, isn't that gross?
Oregon Trail memories. Ooh.
Yeah, you could probably cook an egg on that fucking PC.
They were throttling something. A lot of people, the outage, what have you.
But Carmen San Diego.
Anywho, everyone and their mom was online downloading this update. Must have been the shit, right?
My mom wasn't. She was downloading porn.
Ooh, well,
I'm glad you know that.
I'm just kidding. My mom will probably listen to this, so my mom, I don't know anything about that.
Sorry, Mrs.
Please
Kiwi.
send us an email. Let us know. What were you downloading?
Right in hivegamingxbo@gmail.com. I'm kidding.
There may or may not be a story about that for another episode.
Oh shit. That's not gaming news. I hope. No. But anywho, this game breaking update, everyone had to sign on and download it, so it must have been fucking amazing, right? Right?
Yeah. What was it?
Kinda? Let's see what we got here. I got a detailed list. They added 200 player quads.
Okay, can we just say how long will that be to get into a lobby?
That's why I put that.
God.
That's why I put that in there right off the bat, because I figured that'd be the important one. Just the 200 players in general, you mean, Kiwi?
Yeah, I mean, just to load 200 players. Like, Apex struggles with 60.
Try Modern Warfare Warzone quads. That's 150. Well, every mode is technically 150 people.
Yeah, I mean, they have this. They can handle it for sure.
Yeah, it works just fine.
Especially being separate from the multiplayer, which has ground war.
Well, yeah, it's a bigger developer. I mean, obviously, a bigger company.
I think the engine is just sturdy. I know they keep having to tweak stuff, but man, they have a great canvas. I don't know exactly what engine they're using, but it just seems you just throw anything at it and it's gonna work. 200 players, 4-mans, who fucking cares? Go for it. Ground war.
You want to see them
maps.
6-man teams? I know.
I do. I want to see at least 6-man teams. First Battle Royale was 6-man teams, even 5, I think.
Yeah. 5 would be okay.
So 5's okay, but 6. See, I don't know.
6 is
think
better.
About it. It's the Call of Duty engine.
I want 6. I'd be okay with 6 to 8.
Well, hear me out. You're using Call of Duty physics no matter what. It's a little different with Warzone, but they've done a great job. You can use your same class from Warzone in multiplayer for the most part, and it's going to be okay. You're going to have to change equipment and stuff. But
can you imagine how chaotic that is going to be, though?
Chaotic. Holy shit.
But also maybe more strategic. 2 people can push buildings at a time on each side, so on. So, it's different. I don't know, man. I think it could totally facilitate it.
Whew. You have teams that size converging into small areas. That is going to be one crazy circle.
Imagine 200, but they split it in half. They just did like
just a 50v
1v1. Yeah, 100 and 100.
Oh, wow.
Well, war mode, like war mode in PUBG. I think they did 50v. Yep, like big war mode or something.
All right, that'd be fun for a weekend. It's probably all you get out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think quads is a good start.
Do you think that's out of the realm of possibility though? With this, I think they really.
I hope not. Now that you've mentioned that would be really fun to do.
Again, with the being able to facilitate it, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Literally 200-man battle royales. They could just go, nope, there's a feature now where everyone's in a single player.
All right. So they got any new guns?
New sniper rifle, Rytech AMR, which is a big old 50, I think, a 50 cal anti-material rifle. Something along those lines. It sounds like a
Is
goddamn...
it the new...
That sounds
Is
like
it
a
the new
Fallout
Beast?
gun.
I don't think it's as if it, or more powerful than the ones that we already have. It's up there. I may be wrong. I haven't really got my hands on it. But fuck beans, does it sound intimidating. And actually, Vomit found an interesting little tidbit about this game that kind of is a little bit of a ripoff in my opinion. So if you buy the pack that gets you this Rytech AMR, it gets you a specific blueprint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's using the gun that he bought with his money, his real life money. He bought the pack that unlocked him this blueprint, and as he's leveling it up, unlocking it, he cannot attach the attachments that he's unlocking.
What?
Wow.
Because he has not unlocked the weapon yet.
Oh, that's some
wow.
shit. Oh.
So you unlock the Rytech.
So he
at
bought
blah,
the
blah,
gun
blah,
with
level.
real money, but he
Or maybe
can't
not-
actually customize it because the game still hasn't registered that he owns it?
Because he has not earned the weapon in the game. I don't remember if it was a battle
so he
pass.
owns it, but it's locked. Okay.
So he's unlocking attachments, but he can't fucking attach them until he either gets it through the battle pass or
That has
unlocks
to be a
his
bug.
gun.
That
trash
has to
is
be a
that?
bug.
I agree, but
You know
Yeah.
what? Mayhem. I gotta ask you a question. I hear from the grapevine that there might be a new operator.
Heard it through the grapevine.
There is. I got a whole bunch of shit.
I know.
Like that was subtle, but I appreciated that. Tasha.
Hey,
Not much longer will you be mad. Yes, the new operator is Rose. I have not done much research, but yeah, Rose. I don't really know what they are about. I don't know if it's a he or she or whatever they are, as a matter of fact. But there is also new equipment, which is the left bumper or L1 or whatever the hell people use on their dirty keyboard and mouse. Spotter scope. It lets you tag people. Works like Battlefield. It's a spotter scope. You can tag people with it without sniper glint. It has a thermal switch. Yeah, you get a little thermal. Sorry, TALKSHOW. I think I cut you off there. What'd you say?
I said I like it. No
Hell
glint.
yeah. Indeed. That's going to be very helpful, especially for people that like to hold down, like me.
Yeah, I like to sit there and look at stuff. It's nice to know that they're not looking back.
Also ranging. I don't know if it has a rangefinder on it too. I didn't check that. I have used one, but
You throw enough grenades, you don't need one.
no rangefinder needed. One will hit. For multiplayer, we have a new map. It's called Cheshire. It's taking place in London. Cheshire, indeed. There is a new contract type in Warzone. It's called Supply Run. These ones have been massively useful so far.
The
We've
back
used them.
half of Worcestershire sauce and call it a town.
Good call. I wonder if that's where it comes from. I'll take it. Thank you for Worcestershire sauce. If that is the case, I love that shit.
I believe it was made in the Roman times.
I know it has anchovies in it. I don't really want to know. There's a new Warzone contract. It is called Supply Run. This one's really, really useful. You accept the contract, then race to the designated buy card that pops up on the map. It doesn't pop up on the map, but it shows you one. Within a time limit, you race to it. Obviously, I think it's like 2 minutes, so you really got to get there. You then receive massively discounted items from that specific buy cart, not the other ones around you. Loadouts seem to be the only thing that you cannot get a discount on, and you can revive one of your teammates for free.
Okay.
So this is a great one to grab instead of a king contract, because a king contract marks you on the map likely to get smacked. This one, you grab it, you race to the supply bin, you just earn yourself a free revive. And everyone that is alive during the successful completion of this contract gets to use it. So everyone on the team, be it 1, 2, 3, or 4 people, can run to that buy cart, and you all get a discount. Everyone can use that for reviving someone on the team.
Oh, nice.
Or you get like UAVs for $400 or $600. It's really, really good. Really, really good ones to use. And an unintentional testing, we actually also found out that yes, you can use a free revive on the same teammate twice. We found that out the hard way because
who did you find that out on?
Myself, Rabbit,
Okay.
and Vomit, I believe we're all playing, and Rabbit and I completed the contract. I brought back Vomit for free. Vomit landed on a loadout drop, just got annihilated, and Rabbit was able to buy him back.
Now, when you
again.
say annihilated, was it because he failed to pull his shoot again, or enemy
no.
movement?
Enemy movement. He landed on
Is
a
that enemy
goddamn
movement?
hot loadout drop. He got RoboCopped. I don't think his
Okay.
feet hit the ground. It was bad. Yeah, brought him right back in. So 2 people, hypothetically, if we complete that contract, you and I can both bring back KIWI if he happens to die twice. It's pretty cool.
That will happen a lot.
Well, it's a really neat one. I think it's going to be a big part of the meta once people figure that out. I don't know why people aren't really doing that. It's a good one to use for the discounts, but it's better for the revive.
I heard a rumor that they nerfed the gun I was working on.
Yep, most likely. You're finally working on the Grow.
Yeah, I just picked it up.
Well, according to Sucks, it's not unusable. I did look over the patch notes specifically. I did not write them down here, of course, because I'm awesome at this. It's mostly a range decrease, and one of the barrels that people popularly use got nerfed pretty hard for range.
That's fair.
There was
It's
also
not completely dead.
That was basically a submachine gun, anyways.
It was pretty bad. I mean, people could laser you at really
I'd say that
distances.
needed to be nerfed to the range, absolutely. Because I was saying it was basically a submachine gun with how fast that thing could go.
Oh, right. Absolutely.
Gulag rotation.
Have you even tried Modern Warfare since, man, you haven't played in a bit.
Yeah, I set up all my settings on it and my field of view and all my controller sensitivity and shit, and played 2 matches, and then I'm I'm going back to Apex.
Not feeling it? Well, that's fair.
I
think,
like I said in the Call of Duty, Halo thing, I like it sometimes. I like the zombies, the multiplayer kind of. I'm not really into. I used to be, but not anymore.
I'm with you. I don't know, not my thing. Anyway, so what do you got with the Gulag?
Well, yeah, the last thing I got on the list here was the Gulag rotation, which honestly should have been up higher because, man, they really did something different this time around.
How is that not higher up in the list?
So before you
He
get
doesn't get
ARs,
sent
we
there.
were having a hard time. You can get your hands on an AK and just get potato every shot. They have seemed to have based this rotation around snipers and scouts, semi-auto rifles. There's one that is even just fists and a throwing knife.
I saw that, and that is right up my fucking alley. I'm so excited for just fists
I
and
have
throwing
one
knives.
question.
Made me wonder if you had played it.
Oh,
When you win, do you get to keep those weapons yet?
No.
That's one of my biggest complaints, is they're going to give you these weapons, and then you win, and you get dropped without them? Come on.
Agreed. It's an odd thing. It definitely is an odd thing, and I think a few people have mentioned that. I don't think it's just you. It would be a really good feature for them to have.
Then you'd have to be careful about what weapons you throw in the Gulag.
No, well, hey,
Okay.
just keep this in. But the Worcestershire, apparently, it was made by 2 chemists, John Wheely Lee and William Perrins, in a small community in Worcestershire, England. And they basically were trying to make this. They were making a marinade for a steak or the perfect Bloody Mary, and they accidentally forgot it in the basement, which ended up fermenting it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that fermenting usually makes things better.
As we know, I am drinking one product that is better with fermentation.
Well. They are not sponsors, so we should not give names.
I only sponsor these beer companies. This is generic beer. Welcome to the future of beer. That's their slogan.
Where it's beer 30 every 30 minutes.
Whoa! How did you know? Are you reading the same beer label I am?
Yeah, they make all the beer.
Oh man!
We weren't supposed to.
Duh.
Oh, we weren't supposed to say that yet.
Oh, established in 1482. Actually, was when the first beer was made.
Wait, Worcestershire sauce is the first beer?
1482.
Oh wait, you're reading. No.
No, actually, first beer was 5000 BC.
I was gonna say it's much earlier than that. This is made in some sheepskin.
Sheepskin? What's this sheepskin?
I don't know, but we got way off the gaming subject.
Well,
okay. Well, ring it
we
back.
were talking
guys.
about
I'm
our
back whenever you
sponsors,
guys are
generic beer company, now with more beer.
ready. Less company, more beer.
Perfect tagline.
exactly
I mean,
what it is.
I think it's great.
A1. Gonna sell 1 million bottles. It's gonna replace Corona. The beer, not the virus.
I thought we needed to just get rid of both of them.
I wouldn't disagree.
Perhaps. Alright,
It's
well, we are
green,
clearly
though.
done talking about gaming-related things.
Are we?
I would like to thank our listeners for sticking with us through this, and I hope you enjoyed it somewhat, and come back for more. As always, I enjoyed talking with you gentlemen again this week. I'm TalkShow.
I'm KIWI, and this is me signing off. Thank you guys again for coming down, listen to us bullshit about games. A lot of times this is just a lot of fun with us just sitting around bullshitting. So thanks for listening to us.
Indeed, thank you all for listening again. This is Mayhem. Remember to reach out to us if you want to write to us. We'll try to respond or read it, or not be hurt by your mean comments. That's hivegamingxbl@gmail.com.
Hey, and to piggyback off that, please give us some suggestions about anything. If you guys want to hear anything, see us talk about something, maybe you guys want to be a part of the conversation, join in, please feel free to email us.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Again, like TalkShow and KIWI have said before, check us out on Xbox. We have a club that's Hive Gaming. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, all the podcasting platforms. Not all, but most of the podcasting platforms. Check us out on Anchor, which is where this is primarily being released on. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you again next time. We're on 6 now, right? Next one? Yeah, 6?
Yeah, next one will
Can
be
you
6.
even count?
Hello, my name is Inigo Manto. Oh, sorry. Six-fingered man. He's the only one who could do it on one hand. That'll be next week.
He's the
I think
six-fingered man.
I think that'll do it for today, folks, before these gents start a complete trio concert for you. Anyway, we'll do an official sign-off here. Thank you guys for listening again. I'm Mayhem.
I'm KIWI.
I'm TalkShow.
I'm KIWI. I'm interrupting cow.
Okay, so just in case that doesn't edit together well, let's try that one more time. Again, thank you all for listening. I'm Mayhem.
I'm TalkShow.
And I'm KIWI.
We'll see you all next time.